Hey guys, Mustached Tom here to review the movie The Fall Guy. Now, of course, I've seen the trailer for this movie quite a few times before seeing the movie, and I'm here to try to review it as objectively as possible. So, with that being said, even before getting into the nitty-gritty of this movie, I'm a little bit surprised by something. That being, for a movie that's all about giving the love and the respect for stunt individuals, that the movie doesn't have a character that is the stunt person played by the stunt person in the movie. This truly does baffle me, considering all of the, again, attempts at love for the stunt people that do the stunts for the actors. So, and keep in mind that that bit has been done before. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World did this, technically speaking. Like, oh, these are my stunt doubles. Like, it was like a little bit. Like, come on. You could have shown a little bit more extra love. Have a character that was played by one of your stunt people. And maybe he's like playing a different role. Maybe he's like the guy directing the stunt people. Like, that guy could have been a stunt person, but he seemed to be an actor too, as far as I'm aware. So what the hell? So, yeah. Anyway, this movie starts with some narration from our main character about being, well, the unsung heroes of film. And I saw interviews after the fact of watching the movie about how stunt people should be given awards. And yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. Why hasn't this been a thing for like a longer period of time is again beyond me. It seems like these individuals like deserve recognition for what they do, but they still in 2024 are, yeah, even now, even at the price of this movie, are still the unsung heroes of action movies. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? Like, shouldn't this movie move the discussion to, like, yeah, have an award thing for them? Do it, Hollywood. I mean, I highly doubt. Anyway, so our main character has a crush on his director, and he ends up being in a stunt that has an accident caused to it. Our main character is named Colt, and the guy he does stunts for, his name is Tom Ryder, some famous actor guy. So Colt takes a leave of absence and becomes a valet driver for some X amount of time. But we see that the producer of the movie tries to get him back. The producer being a lady by the name of Gail. And Jody, the crush director, gets to be, well, the director of this new movie that she gets to, this is her debut. And we see how the future of AI truly is something to, be like, I don't know about that. The Fall Guy, as the movie implies, gets his scans so that they can AI generate, well, the actor's face on top of him. And that's how they will do it now. Even though, it's sort of kind of what they've always kind of done. But now they just have, like, an entire body scan, so it's like, geez. I'm pretty sure it used to be a lot more difficult than that, but here we are. I'm pretty sure we are just here now. Anyway. So, here we are. They do this one and done shot on the sands, and they're doing some stunts, and we hear about how Gail's idea was it to bring him back in, and as he's been being placed on fire, the director, Jodie, is giving him shit by having him do it over and over again while after each shot, saying like, hey, why'd you do this? Why'd you leave? Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do all this stuff in front of everyone? So he kind of, thinks about it, and he replies about how he's wanted to do the thinking and the long, hard thinks, but it took too long to get the proper words out. And so that never came to pass. Or continued to pass, because it seems like they did have some sort of relationship at some point, as the movie implies. Which is a little bit confusing, but here we are. Anyway, we learned that this movie's budget is already over, so they don't want to get the cops involved when things get a little bit more hairy when they find out that their actor Tom Ryder is a no-show, and things are looking a little bit more, So they send Colt in to check on him, and Gail, being the one to instigate that, says, no one's gonna miss that guy. And true to form, that seems to be the case, as there's never a scene in the movie where it cuts to somebody being like, hey, where's that guy? So yeah, way to show how truly, even in the context of this movie, I guess stunt people will continue to be the unsung heroes of action movies. So, goddamn. Anyway. So, here we are, and we are pretty deep into the movie, and now things are getting a little bit more complex, as she says not to call cops as they'll pull the plug, and he doesn't want, her career to be ended before it can even have the potential to begin. And we have more moments of him having his words struggle to find the proper placement, even though there are other moments later on that would indicate otherwise. So he gets his moment, because of course he does. But during his investigation, he ends up being attacked by a fake weapon, and I'm pretty sure there were, stunt people involved in the fighting choreography, because it's typically a place where you would put that type of thing. So there are plenty of moments in this movie that are like, oh, this is clearly going to be a stunt person, and they're clearly going to establish, this is a stunt setup. It happens a lot in this movie. So there is at least that, I guess. In fact, they even seem to mock a cliche of the split screen, which once they mention it in the context of the movie within the movie actually just does split screen. So that's a bit that they were able to do. So what the fuck? They were able to do camera work trickery, but not stunt guy trickery? What the fuck? Again, it seemed like the camera person got more credit than the stunt person did in this movie in that context. Anyway. So, complexities are go. He ends up being attacked even more. During which he was asked to join in karaoke, which he's doing. And while she's doing that, he's outside fetching some dog with some other individuals he knows, and then they end up getting attacked. And they end up chasing, or he ends up chasing them because they capture this young woman who has like, I guess she's like a trainer or something. I guess that's what she is. She's a dog trainer. Anyway. So as she is singing, we are following that, as well as this chase that is like on this vehicle that has this back thing attached to it. And the back thing eventually like keeps spinning around and everything's going nuts, and the people are in the front are fighting and the people that are driving are fighting. A bunch of, again, very much a setup for, hey, this is a moment where you would typically get, blood. You know the drill. So they eventually fight their way through. And he comes in after the fact, after she's already gone. So we have had our great deal of stunts. So he goes to get this phone, which acts as our little like thing. Like the actor left behind a recording of something bad he did. He actually killed one of his stunt doubles, and we learn later on that he was planning to stunt double kill his other stunt double, that being the person we are following, Colt. So it was all an affront so that our little actor could get away with 2 murders, but here we are. With 1 successful, or almost successful, until, unfortunately they hit a snafu as the phone breaks during this little confrontation as they make their way out. That being Colt and his trainer guy, I guess we'll call him, or like his stunt coordinator. So, anyway, so we learn that Gail is in on this, by the way, to make matters even more twisty and turny. She's on it with the actor, and it's clear that she wants to take complete credit for this movie, and in the process of this whole debacle even unfolding, they are trying to push it under the rug. So now they're trying, after they learn of all this stuff, they're trying to expose him. So they set up a scene that they're going to shoot, in which they're going to set up a camera recording on him, and they're going to get him to admit during this chase that he was indeed the one responsible. So as they set him up, they get Colt in on it. He drives the car, and it's actually him driving it. They have the explosion set up, hitting them behind, hitting the actual cars behind them. More stunt people involved, very likely. And, or, just having the cars, like, ramp up and, like, dive on their own. At any rate. So they get the confession, as Colt essentially just asks him to do so under the circumstances. He's also, like, cuffed during this little sequence. And after their little bump, they try to escape, Gail and the actor. They end up in a helicopter, so now we have helicopter stunts happening, because of course we do. And there were also, during, like, some point earlier, there were, like, boat stunts set up, just so that's established, but it was, like, during the whole portion where they're in the hotel, or, like, slightly after that. Anyway, point being, there are plenty of sections where there are stunts indicated. So, Colt grabs the evidence from them and dives out. He's captured, or caught, on his way down. Stunt double, obviously, is the one falling, obviously. And he gets the kiss with his director-girlfriend. And then we cut to the trailer for the movie that we've been seeing being prepped this entire time. But since the actor that we saw is obviously going to get arrested, or, that was the whole point of doing all this, they need an actor to do the thing. So they literally hire, and I'm not joking, so they do the reverse bit. I'm not joking, they get Jason Momoa, an actor, to do a fake trailer for a movie within a movie, instead of getting a stunt double to be the actor at the end of the movie. Like, that was your opportunity, and you fucked it. You fucked the time to do it, and you hired an actor to do it. Like, come on. Seriously. Huh. And I should also mention, at some point in the movie, the actor says, to Colt, that he is the title sequence, he is the fall guy, and that now has double meaning in the context of the movie. But here we are, and that was the Fall Guy. And, as an action movie, I think it's okay. I don't think it's pushing the boundaries as what this movie was clearly trying to promote. Because if they were, they would have done any of the things I just said. But no, we get an actor at the end, Jason Momoa. And hey, look, I think Jason Momoa is actually a really great actor. Believe it or not, there is a movie. It's not Aquaman. There's another movie, and I don't remember what the title is off the top of my head, unfortunately. And he really proves he can act. He's up there, believe it or not. Because I know a lot of people, when they see, like, superhero movie, they don't think, like, oh, this actor can act or whatever, or I don't know. There are people that have those sort of weird takeaways from certain types of movies and all that weird nonsense, but here we are. Anyway, I think this is pretty standard outside of the context of, landing the bit, as it were. And I would have appreciated landing the bit, but, this movie isn't, I guess, interested in doing that, which, again, it's a thing that's been done before. I'm just gonna, again, point back to a movie that has done this, that came out a long time ago at this point. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, where he points to all his stunt doubles and we see how they look similar to him. So yeah, could have had the bit, but they chose not to, and here we are. So, pretty average movie. It has plenty of action, has its, typical romance, has a few twists and turns along the way, but at the end of the day, it's alright. And that's my review of The Fall Guy. If you ended up enjoying it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out those links in the description. One will head you over to my petition to help out smaller YouTubers. Second, to my PayPal, where you can help support me and my channel directly. And third, to my Discord server, you can join, collab, chill, do all that cool stuff. And until next time, everyone, bye-bye.